If you are a female over 35, get in here, sis. We need to talk. Okay? And we are talking about perimenopause, okay? Whew, perimenopause. It's kind of like a hot buzzword right now. It seems like more and more doctors are coming forward about perimenopause, talking about it, which is wonderful. But today I'm going to share with you my experience with perimenopause and what I'm doing to combat a lot of those of these symptoms. But first, if this is your first time watching me, hello, my name is Gia. I am in my 40s and I am absolutely felt some of the symptoms of perimenopause. I have not been diagnosed with being perimenopausal, but I can tell you some of the symptoms that I've had and what it is and what to look for, especially if you're in your 30s. But women in their 30s absolutely can feel symptoms of perimenopause. Okay, let me give you the definition of perimenopause. It says perimenopause is the transitional period before menopause, marked by fluctuating hormone levels and menstrual cycle changes as the ovaries gradually produce less estrogen. It typically begins in the mid-40s, but can start earlier, lasting for several years. On average, perimenopause is 7 to 10 years before menopause. And the average age of women in the United States that go through menopause is 51. So if you do the math, but you could be as young as 45 and go through menopause. So that's why, you know, they say women 35 and up can feel some of these symptoms. Now, I'm not saying if you feel one of these symptoms, you're perimenopausal, but if you have any questions, please go talk to your doctor about it, because it is something, you know, that needs to be talked about. I know Oprah recently had a menopause, a show specifically only about menopause and educating women about menopause, because she felt like it wasn't talked about when she was going through menopause. I wish she would have talked about it back when she went through it, but you know, it's better late than never, because like I said, more and more doctors are coming out and talking about it. You can stream it on Disney Plus. If you didn't catch it live, which I haven't watched it yet, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have to say. Lots of different doctors that I follow on Instagram were actually on the panel discussing menopause and what it's like for women. And I'm so glad that like people are talking about it more, because like honestly, I was going to the doctors with some of these symptoms I'm gonna tell you about, and neither one of my doctors said, hey, it could be perimenopause. And this was like a few years ago. I'm 43 at this point. Thank you to FabFitFun for sponsoring today's video. Now we're talking about menopause and perimenopausal symptoms, and a big piece of that is mindset and doing things that bring joy. And sometimes that includes a subscription box with different things that you could use for self-care, because it's so important for this time of our life that we prioritize our self-care, our needs, our mental health, and that can come from really fun customizable subscription boxes like from FabFitFun. Now what's great about it is that it's absolutely customizable for the items that you like. Now FabFitFun is a lifestyle subscription box where you get 6 products per season from top brands across beauty. So you can kind of choose the different items that you'd like in your box. And I love that it's per season and not necessarily every month. And then you get to like get really excited, and it's like, you know, a treat for yourself once the seasons change. And I love that you get to choose all the items that you want for your box. Okay, I have my box here. Let's take a look of what I got in my box. First of all, the box is so pretty, isn't it? I love it. It's really pretty. I picked the stuff, but I can't remember what I picked, so it's like a surprise each time, which is great. Oh, okay, I remember this. This is a really pretty bangle. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. This floral cuff by My Spare Change is valued at $62. And it's really cute. It looks really cute with my band for my Apple Watch. And it's a great layering piece for bangles. Oh, okay. I got this ingrown hair bikini patch kit. And it fades dark spots, which is nice. It has lactic acid and hydrocolloid in it. That's always useful, especially for the summer. Now these are valued at $36. Ooh, a depuffing mask. I love this. Let's see what's inside. Now this is the self-care item that you need. Look at that. you can, I think you put it in the fridge. Oh, you can put it in the fridge or you can heat it up to put on your face. Ah, I love that with a nice hot bath. I'm telling you, these kind of self-care boxes, girl, it's needed, especially during this time, but I love that. This mask is valued at $60. Oh yes, I got a Turkish towel. This is perfect for when we travel this summer. We're going to Florida. We'll probably go to Florida twice this summer. And when you go to the beach and you're packing, what's great is to have a Turkish towel because they dry really quickly. It's premium 100% cotton. It's lightweight and sustainable. And you can like use it as a shawl too, not just like a beach towel. So I love this. This towel is valued at $50. Got an exfoliating body sponge. This is valued at $21 and it's exfoliation for your body. And last but not least, I got Glow Recipes Papaya Sorbet Cleansing Balm. Love, love, love this. I know this is popular. Glow Recipe is popular for my girls, so I'm gonna have to hide this from them because this is mine. I can't wait to use this and try it out and see how I like it. This is valued at $32. So as you can see, like the stuff in the box is like really nice and high quality, especially for the price of the box. As a FabFitFun member, you get access to some amazing flash sales from some of the top brands, like these brands that were included in my box, like Glow Recipe. You can get up to 70% off. There are two ways you can sign up for FabFitFun. One is seasonal, where you get a box every 3 months, and you can pay annually, and you get a little bit of a discount for paying annually, just for paying up front. So they're offering 2 separate promotional codes. One for 20% off your first box when you sign up as a seasonal member, and one that gets you $200 plus in a surprise gift when you sign up as an annual member. So the 20% off coupon will be linked below, as well as the coupon that you use if you sign up annually, where you get a $200 plus gift for paying for it annually. So those links are in the description box down below. Thank you so much to FabFitFun, and I can't wait to use all my fun goodies. Okay, let's get back into the video. Let me tell you some of the symptoms, okay? The symptoms that I specifically had. Heart palpitations, itchy ears, I know that sounds crazy. Frozen shoulder, and I'm still dealing with this now. Frozen shoulder, inflammation, weight gain in the back. Remember I told you in all my keto videos, like I started gaining weight in my bra strap area, and I never had that issue before. Gaining weight in the back, gaining weight around your midsection, feeling like you're eating, you could be dieting, exercising and everything, but you're still not like losing any weight, having a hard time losing weight is one of the symptoms. Vaginal dryness, sleep problems, like where you're a little bit of insomnia, and I had that bad during COVID, where you would just wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, even though your body's physically tired, you just wake up and your brain is racing and you cannot like go back to sleep. Insomnia is one of them. There's a lot of different symptoms. Irregular periods is a symptom. Now, I didn't have regular periods, but my cycle started getting very, very heavy, like way more heavier than it was in my 30s. Mood changes, that's another big one for me. Honestly, with declining estrogen levels, you start losing bones. That's why osteoporosis is so prevalent in women. You start losing your bones quickly. That's why so many women have like hip replacements or knee replacements or anything like that, because you stop producing estrogen. So for me, and then also anxiety, depression, and like, I'm so glad that doctors are talking about this now more, because a lot of the times, like I know for me, my doctor was like, oh, well, just, I was walking every day, I was eating kind of clean, and I still wasn't losing any weight. This was like a few years ago. And my doctor was like, oh, well, just try doing a little bit more cardio, when in reality it was because I was going into perimenopause. Same with the heart palpitations. I would have these intense heart palpitations to the point where I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Am I having a heart attack? Like, what is happening? And none of the doctors could figure out why. They wanted me to wear a heart monitor, but in reality, that is a symptom of perimenopause. So like some of these symptoms are really serious, like, and scary, and like I said, I had never heard the word perimenopause, didn't know what it was, never heard of it up until like maybe last year. Now it's like really prevalent where people are talking about it a lot more. I know there's a great podcast called Diary of a CEO where Dr. Lisa Mosconi talks about menopause and perimenopause. Dr. Marie Claire is another great one who talks about perimenopause and menopausal women. But basically, scientifically, the scientific definition of menopause is when you are not producing as many eggs as you do during your fertility. But recently, they've added another component of menopausal definition, and that is the neurological component of perimenopause and menopause, which affects the brain. Like the hot flashes, that is coming from your brain, not necessarily like, oh, my body's not, producing this estrogen, so now I'm hot. It's coming from your brain. The brain fog, that's another huge one I started having. Like the brain fog, that is all a neurological symptom from the changes in the fluctuating hormones. So like there's definitely a brain component to perimenopause and menopausal women. And as a matter of fact, with this podcast that I'm actually watching on YouTube, I will link it down below, with Dr. Lisa Mosconi on the Diary of a CEO podcast, she was talking about how Alzheimer's, for years, decades, studies had always shown that women were more inclined to get Alzheimer's because they outlived men, when in reality, it's because of what was happening during the perimenopause and the menopausal stages in their life, where your brain starts altering these your brain is changing because of the changes in your hormones. You're producing hormones. And so because of that, what happens in your 40s and 50s is what affects you in your 70s and 80s, and which leads to Alzheimer's. It's like, my mind was blown on that. And it's what happens is with Alzheimer's, it's like these small changes that happen every single year that adds up over decades, and then boom, you're an Alzheimer patient. And it starts during your perimenopause and menopausal stage. And that is why it's like I really wanted to take my health into seriousness. So like I said, started following all these doctors, some holistic, some Western traditional doctors as well. Another doctor, Dr. Mindy Pelz, Fast Like a Girl, she has a whole book on menopause too. Dr. Marie Claire, she has a whole book on menopause too. And I will link them in the YouTube shopping or in my Amazon storefront as well, if you're interested. Another doctor I follow, Dr. Courtney Hunt on Instagram. She's like more holistic, but she is Western trained doctor. Like she went to Berkeley and UCLA. But I've been following her lately, and her stuff is amazing. Again, I will link everything in the description box. Okay, so let me tell you, what happened to me. I started having heart palpitations a few years ago. Not often, but like more than it should, right? And my doctor was like, oh, it's anxiety. Are you stressed? I mean, of course we're all stressed, right? It was during COVID, like we're all stressed. The whole world is stressed right now. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe it's my anxiety and it's stress, and I just need to manage that better. And of course, there's benefits in managing your stress and your anxiety. Of course, there's benefits to that. But at the end of the day, I really feel like that was a perimenopausal symptom. Also, my groin. I would get really bad pain in my groin when I would get ready to get my cycle. Now, I know that I had fibroids in my uterus. I had 2 small fibroids in my uterus that was causing me to my cycle to be very heavy. I am actively shrinking my fibroids, and I'm actively shrinking my fibroids by using castor oil and castor oil packs. I cannot scream this from the rooftop. Now, are you going to find a scientific study about castor oil and the benefits of castor oil? Maybe. I don't know, but all I know is the holistic doctors that I follow said you can absolutely reverse your fibroids, even though my OBGYN told me there's really nothing you can do. It's something prevalent in African American females, and they don't really know why. That just wasn't something I was going to accept, because I, as a Christian, I feel like, I speak from a Christian perspective, God put everything on this earth that we need. Every plant we need, every animal we need, everything, the earth, the air we breathe, the sun, the moon, everything is on this earth that we need to heal our bodies. That's what my personal belief. And so I prayed about it. I kept praying about it, and I prayed that God will put me in front of people or in front of someone on social media that could help me. And sure enough, I started following these holistic doctors, and all of them across the board were saying that castor oil. I also bought this book, Encyclopedia of Herbal Medicine, about different teas and stuff that I can drink to help my cycle. So I started religiously putting castor oil on my lower stomach, my ovaries, or I started putting it on my chest, on my breast, everything, because one of the holistic, she's not a doctor, but she's like she does holistic healing. She suggested that I put castor oil all over like your breast, your ovaries, everything, your thyroid. And if you can get in front of a red light therapy, and let that castor oil seep into your skin, because they say that the castor oil can go deep into your skin to heal your aches and pains and all that. Now, I did not get the red light therapy. Like, I didn't set up a sauna in my house with a red light, but I did start putting the castor oil on, and a heating pad, and a wool cloth. That's what they say, organic wool cloth to put down and do the castor oil. And sure enough, girl, that groin pain went away after like a few months of me doing it. Now, I never went back and got like an ultrasound to measure my fibroids. And I may do that this year when I go to my annual checkup for my OBGYN. I may ask her to give me an ultrasound to see where my fibroids are at. But I kid you not, that kind of pain that I was having in my stomach on my groin completely went away with me doing the castor oil packs. If you search castor oil packs, you will find a lot of information about it online. You can order different packs on Amazon. I will leave the link to the organic cold pressed hexane free castor oil that I purchased. You can also get it from Sprouts. You can order it off of Amazon, and then any kind of cool wool, 100% wool or 100% cotton cloth to put down on your skin, and then a heating pad, the castor oil, the wool or the cotton, and then the heating pad. I'm telling you, it works wonders. I even put it on my shoulder because I have like frozen shoulder, because that is a sign of perimenopause, the frozen shoulder. So I've been like doing different exercises to like kind of move the energy through my body, and also the castor oil packs on my shoulder. Heat is what heals. Now, I know everybody's like always like, oh, cold plunges, but another doctor that I follow was saying how cold plunges aren't really good for women in our bodies. There's another podcast that I watched. I can't remember the name of it. I will remember by the time I edit this and leave it in the description box. Actually, cold plunges aren't that great for women, but to me, like, heat will heal your bones, heal the aches and pains in your joints. Heat is what will do that. So that's what I did. And like I said, I don't have that pain that I was having. I don't have horrible cramps for my period anymore. When I'm eating ketogenically, especially now, it does help a lot with my cycle as far as the heaviness goes with that. But yes, that is a symptom of perimenopause. Now, something else that I started dealing with was like, I would have intense brain fog, like I couldn't remember anything. Also, I felt really sad. Last year, when I turned 42, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I just felt all these symptoms at once. And I felt really sad. I was anxious, and I'm not a sad person naturally. I'm very optimistic. I always look at the bright side. I just always counting my blessings that God gave me. I thank God every morning for the breath that he puts in my body. So for me, it was just weird. Like, I had no reason to be sad, like quote unquote reason to be sad, but I felt myself being sad. I'm like, talk to my husband, like, am I depressed? Like, I had no motivation to do anything. I didn't want to film. I didn't want to edit. I felt like I was just doing the bare minimum for my kids, and then that's it. That's all I had enough energy that I had to do. And I hated it. I did not like it. My channels suffered from it. You guys could probably tell my energy was low. I wasn't happy, and I just could not figure out what the heck is wrong with me. Like, what is wrong with me? Come to find out, it's a perimenopausal. It's a perimenopausal symptom where you just lack the motivation to do anything. It's like the extreme changes in your hormone levels are just not good. One of the holistic doctors said that you can use progesterone, not hormone replacement therapy, but you can buy progesterone to put on your skin at different times during your cycle to help. But like I just did not know what was going on with me. I didn't like it. It was very, very foreign to me. Like I was looking in the mirror at myself, like, who am I? Like, who is this person? Like I was having negative thoughts, like really negative thoughts. And I just, like I said, I didn't know who I was. So in order to combat that, of course, I prayed about it. I read my scripture about it. I read, the herbal medicine. And then as more doctors started talking about perimenopause, like I said, all within the last year, there's a lot of nutritionists that just focus on perimenopausal women. There's lots of accounts on Instagram that talk about perimenopause. But Dr. Courtney Hunt on Instagram, she was saying how important sunlight is, and how sunlight, the light from the sun helps to heal your body. Like she swears by this. And I'm like, well, I do like the sun. It does make me feel good in the sun. So I started really making an effort to go outside into the sun. Now, all this was happening last year, after I turned 42 in February, and it was all happening last year. And so I just decided to like go out in the sun, do my breathing exercises in the sun. And then I also started focusing on things that brought me joy. Like I really wanted to do things that brought me joy. I wanted to be around people who are joyful. And I was really mindful about, the people that I was around, the content that I was consuming, the shows that I watched. I was really adamant about that. And I slowly but surely came out of it. And I think that's what gave me the courage to, and at that time I was like I was eating emotionless, as I like to say. It wasn't like I was binge eating because I was sad, or I was eating because I was mad. It was like I was just emotionless and just eating. And I got incredibly inflamed through the holidays, incredibly inflamed. And I talk about that in detail on my hyperketosis videos. I will link those down below. But I got incredibly inflamed, and that is why I really made the decision to try hyperketosis, to do it, to kind of jolt my body back into being the person that I know that I am. And a lot of that has to do with what we eat. Bringing joy to yourself, like bringing joy to yourself, like with the FabFitFun box, like that, is monumental during this time of your life. It's important to do little things that add up to bring you that joy, whatever that is for you, whether it's going outside, it's watching the sunset, doing a garden. Like for me, gardening just brings me so much joy and happiness to grow fruits and vegetables and flowers and pretty flowers. It brings me so much joy. And that's really what I focus on to help me get through that time. But it was not good. I felt like there was just like a cloud above my head, and it just wasn't good. And so I'm so thankful, like really making the decision to start eating hyperketosis and eating ketogenically is what really helped me to get back to my normal self, because, I started fueling my body, taking the vitamins that I need and the minerals that I needed. I feel like my body was just depleted. When your hormones are fluctuating like that, it can really deplete you from some serious, minerals and vitamins that our bodies need. The ecosystem of our bodies. Our bodies are like the rainforest, different levels of different ecosystems. That's how our bodies are, and that's what we have to really take care of. A lot of that is the mental component of that. And when our hormones change, our mental mindset is going to change. So, yes, eating ketogenically for me is what helped me. Now, will that help you? Not necessarily. It depends. Your body may need something else. Your body may need more fruits, maybe more vegetables, maybe more protein, maybe more fiber, all of those things, in a combination. You've got to really listen to your body to decide what it is that your body needs and what it is that your body thrives off of, And so that's what I started doing, and I feel so much better. I'm happy to report now I don't got the growing pain from my fibroids or the menstrual cramps. Now, I still do get the itchy ear, which is weird. An itchy ear being tied to perimenopause is wild, but it is one of the symptoms. Now, Dr. Lisa Mosconi, who's like the world leading expert in menopause, studying menopause. She's been studying it now, I think she said for 15 years. Menopause and perimenopause. She cannot stress the importance of sleep. For me, how my insomnia kind of stopped when I started like stretching more at night. Going for a walk during the day helped. I never took anything to aid in my sleeping or anything like that, but I just had to exert the energy in my body and kind of relax my mind before I went to sleep to get me to go to sleep and stay asleep. Writing stuff down, kind of doing a brain dump of everything in my brain so that it's not floating around in my brain while I'm asleep so I don't wake up in the middle of the night has helped. But she stresses very much so the importance of getting sleep during this time of transition in our bodies. You have to go to sleep. Okay, you need, and us as women need more than men, 8 to 9 hours is what we need. So she said sleep, eating red meat. There's certain things in red meat that help our bodies, but I'm just telling you, this is what the doctor says. Of course, watch the podcast for yourself and do your own research. She said to cut out caffeine. Now, I have not done that. Okay, I have not, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't cut out caffeine. Okay, I'm working on it. I'm down to like just 1.5 cups of coffee a day. And I think I will transition slowly into decaf, maybe 1 cup of caffeine, 1 cup of decaf. We'll go from there. Drink a lot of water. Of course, hydrating your body is always important, no matter the stage that you're in. Hydration is key. I like to put a little Celtic sea salt on my tongue because that's like one of the minerals in your bodies that you need, and it helps with your electrolytes. I like to do that, especially when I'm eating ketogenically. Exercise medium intensity and some strength training. And I've been saying that, like, I want to do strength training. It's so important. In your 40s, like every decade, you lose more and more muscle mass, the more you don't work it. And so I want to definitely do that. And mobility training, stretching, flexibility. Those are things that are on my list of things I want to work on for my physical body. It's not just about losing weight. Of course, who wouldn't want to lose weight? But I feel like that's a side effect of all the other things that I just talked about, because those other things are the priority. Don't drink from plastic bottles and try to use glass. That's a big one. Don't microwave food in plastic containers. Eat nutrient-dense foods. Eat antioxidant-rich foods, and eat a balanced diet. That's what she suggests to women who are perimenopausal or menopausal. Either way, I feel like even if you're not at that stage, let's say you're young and you just turned 30 years old, girl, listen to what we're saying. And I want any of the older women who watch me to comment and tell us, what your transition was like, what helped you, what didn't help you. And I honestly, it makes me have so much respect, more respect for women who are a decade or two older than me, because nobody was talking about it. There was no social media back then. Like, if I didn't have social media and I just relied on my doctors, like, I wouldn't know what was wrong with me. So to not have the education access at our fingertips, it's a blessing. Honestly, it's a blessing to be able to have so much information at your fingertips. Now, it can turn into a curse. It can with the overload of information. That's why it's important to filter what you consume. But if I didn't have these doctors that I follow or this type of media to talk about perimenopause, I would have thought I was just losing my mind. So it's a blessing to be validated in your feelings, to be validated, your symptoms to be validated by doctors in the medical field. Not only that, to validate it for yourself, to know that I'm not going crazy. Like, I'm not the only one, and I'm not, because like my group of friends, like, we all have different symptoms that we are feeling right now. And so it's important that you surround yourself with someone who is supportive, friends that are supportive, doctors that are supportive, people that are supportive of you and of what we're going through. So that's really how I'm dealing with perimenopause. I consume the content that helps to nourish my mind, and then I take actionable steps into that. I'm still working on the strength training and the mobility and flexibility. That's important. I feel like I'm eating clean or eating ketogenically down. more like a habit as we transition from winter to spring. It's springtime now. And so, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good because there'll be lots of different fruits that are in season now and everything like that. So I am so excited. Thank you so much to FabFitFun for sponsoring today's video. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I would love to hear any of your symptoms that you're going through and what you're doing to combat them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.